What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so Stephen A. Smith. All right, so Stephen A. Smith is still feeling some type of way about LeBron Ramon James. All right, so on top of the video I just did speaking on Russell Westbrook, there's an article that just was posted on The Ringer where they speak of Russell Westbrook referring to LeBron James and to a certain extent, I guess, AD, but especially LeBron James as being fake, phony. They talk about a certain situation that occurred where LeBron and AD walked out when Will Smith arrived at the Lakers facility. I guess they were pissed off because they weren't informed that Will Smith was coming because the GM must know everything. And then I guess when Darvin Ham came and got them, because they think they were above the rules, all of a sudden they come back with fake forced smiles and acting like they were such fans of Will Smith, but in reality they were like they're petulant children. And that rings true because remember what we heard when Larry Bird and the other old school guys were giving a speech in the locker room and how LeBron James gave everybody the side eye like who is this dude talking to? That's him. He's an arrogant, petulant child. He did not like when Kobe Bryant was trying to give him advice during the Redeem Team collection of talent when they were playing the Olympics. What was that, Beijing? I think it was 2008. He didn't like when he was trying to give LeBron advice. And LeBron hadn't won a championship yet. He's a know-it-all asshole, in my opinion. Okay? I'm going to tell you something. I think that he made a mistake, LeBron James, going after certain media members. Because media members, not everybody is paid and bought for. A lot of them are, but not everybody. And I think he made a mistake going after Stephen A. Smith. I think he made a mistake going after and turning on Brian Windhorst to a certain extent. I think he made a mistake going after some other media members. But anyway, Stephen A. Smith was on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, which is a podcast hosted by a former NBA great, Carmelo Anthony. And he essentially called LeBron James the same thing that Russell Westbrook feels, apparently. And that is LeBron James is fake.
Let me get to LeBron. I don't like his not a little bit. You do not understand the links this man would go to. This dates back more than a decade. I believe he's one way publicly, he's another way privately. You know, he might not be interviewed and he might not be quoted, but the things he says and the things he has said to people, it's gotten back to me. The things that he's tried to do, if it were up to him, I wouldn't be where I am today. It's some low. The day that he rolled up on me courtside, it was the day my contract was announced, that I had stayed with ESPN. Go back and look at the camera angles. I arrived in the first quarter. He rolled up on me in the third quarter. This is technology everywhere. TNT is a nationally televised game. How is it we got one angle and the only angle you see was of him and his face, but you see the back of my peanut head? I know this, but I know a thing or two about camera angles. I determine them half the time.
Yep.
Do this angle, do this angle, do that angle. This is my business.
I'll ask you straight up. Do you think you felt set up in that moment?
Damn right.
Yeah,
Damn right that did.
Okay.
Damn right. That's how I feel.
Okay.
But no big deal. No problem. Because I go on the air the next day and I'm like, that's a dad reacting to his son. Happens on a Thursday. That's a Friday. That Saturday, Richard Jefferson is doing the game in Boston. He's still mic'd. He's working for ESPN. And we see, oh man, when he said, as a father, I had it. So I'm thinking, oh, that's not about Brian. That's about you. Okay, let's talk about you as a father from this perspective. Oh, he ends up getting drafted. Congratulations. No problem. Oh, he ends up being there opening night. That father-son moment with Ken Griffey and Jr. and Sr. in attendance. I was there at the game, standing up, clapping. No problem. It became a problem when this brother next day, J.J. Redick, decides to bring him in the first quarter and ask him to guard Tyrese Maxey. If you could literally feel or see somebody drooling at the mouth. Give me the ball. That was Tyrese Maxey. It was a nightmare. And I'm like, you can't do that to him. But you also can't do that to us. We're the media. Now you asking us not to cover the game. The last straw was not him rolling up on me on courtside, pissed off. He need to talk to you man to man. And I was in New York, what would I do? I'd be on the next plane to LA. And then you gonna turn around and come on ESPN with Pat Mac channel on a show that comes on after me just to dog me? Nah. And what you dogging me about? Be a man. Yo, I don't like him either. Cool. Nah, I have to protect my family. Yo, bro, when I tell y'all, you can't measure the level of how pissed off I have been over that. There is no level of disrespect that has ever been accorded to me in my life more so than what he did. To try to paint me as somebody who would attack somebody's family, knowing I've never done it. I can't tell you.
Yeah, man. There's definitely a pattern there. There's definitely a pattern where LeBron publicly says one thing, but then you hear something differently, behind the scenes. He portrays himself as one way publicly, but then you hear the story. This is the same LeBron James that in front of the cameras back in his first stint with the Cleveland Cavaliers would be playful with his teammates, praise his teammates. But then you hear this guy say on his podcast not too long ago, I don't even understand how I won with those guys. How disrespectful do you think that is? And yeah, there's a lot out there about LeBron James that he don't want known. It's a lot. And another thing, and I'm trying to remember where I heard this from because I agree with the person. Somebody made this point. Oh, it was Dreams Pro, I think. When Stephen A. Smith is saying LeBron only got smoke for black people, well, we already know that in abundance. But I think Stephen A. Smith was also talking about a guy like Cael Sonnen, who's an ESPN employee, at least he was. Cael Sonnen went on a public forum twice. He went on 2 different podcasts in the last 2 years and unequivocally stated that he knows for a fact LeBron James is cheating the game. And you have nothing to say either time. You didn't say to Richard Jefferson, oh man, when I heard that, I got a cease and desist. Cease and desist. Nope. And it's that makes me think and makes me suspicious. And that's why I don't have him in my top 10. Because if that dude is juice, then he needs to pay the same penalty as everybody else that everybody suspect is juicing or know is juicing. I mean, it's already suspicious. Here he is in year 23. They're still putting up big numbers. Meaningless numbers. Usually by year 23, most guys are broken down. And it's also suspicious how last year, LeBron looked like he was struggling on the basketball court, struggling to keep pace. It disappears for a week and a half, comes back, and all of a sudden he's dunking, from the free throw line and shit. But anyway, I don't like Stephen Smith, but I agree with him, man. Dude's phony. What you guys think?